investor. Proudly brings you Campbell Live.
Helen Vaughan reporting there. Does an interest-free loan sound too good to be true? Well, according to a Whakatane-based church, it's God's will that we don't pay interest and aren't burdened with debt. Based on this biblical teaching, the Liberty Trust was set up 22 years ago. It's loaned more than $22 million to hundreds of people, all without charging a cent in interest, and you don't even have to believe in God to sign up. Liberty Trust says it's all right there in the Bible, and what's more, it has just won a landmark case in the High Court backing its stance. So how does it work? Ingrid Hipkiss went to find out.
That's what church should be like, shouldn't it? Should build back into us all we need to live life to the full. Well, let's pray, and then we're going to sing together.
Pastor Bruce McDonald is the man behind the Liberty Trust loan scheme.
Lord, we just really bless you for that. We thank you that, Lord, all things are possible.
A concept he says came from God during the recession of 1987.
The best is still ahead. And so
I can remember one morning getting out really early and just praying about it and saying, Lord, this is not good. You know, people right across the country are hurting, and so just praying about it and saying there's got to be an answer.
The answer, he says, came straight from the Bible. The loans are funded by donation. Give and you will receive.
God said that when we lend to one another, you're not to charge interest, so therefore we just had to find a source of funds which would allow that to happen. And Liberty Trust has become that source of funds.
And this is an example of how Liberty Trust says the scheme works. If you donate $100 a week for 10 years, that's $52,000. You'll be entitled to a loan of 5 times that amount, $260,000. The total cost of the loan, $312,000. But for the same loan through a bank, you'll pay back that same principal of $260,000, but there's interest on top. At say 6.5% over 25 years, that's $266,662. The total cost of the loan, more than $526,000. So when we compare the two, the Liberty Trust loan is more than $214,000 cheaper. The town of Whakatane is the unlikely base for this now multi-million-dollar financial institution. It's from here that the Trust's accountant, Kerry-Ann Dalgleish, oversees the disbursement of hundreds of loans.
We started very slowly 22 years ago. It took 8 years before we lent our first $1 million. Now we're lending $1 million every 5 months or something.
The Cole family got their loan in 2009. They admit they were dubious at first.
And that's probably what stops people investing in the first place, because it is faith, and like I said, you know, is that actually going to work? Am I going to get my loan? All those questions are natural, but I think as you see it working, yeah, it's guaranteed. It does work.
Still, they took a leap of faith and say they've saved thousands.
Hundreds of thousands, I would think.
Hundreds of thousands, and
yeah.
It's the time factor that we've saved too, because we'll have our mortgage paid off in a couple of years. We're looking at about 3 or 4 years and it'll be paid off, whereas with a bank situation we'll be looking at another 15 to 20 years at least.
The Gates family donated as well and patiently waited for their loan to be ready. So one day, do you just get a phone call saying, hello, your time is up?
Yeah, pretty much. It was a great day.
It was.
Yeah,
Ring the bank manager. Yeah.
It's been awesome.
Yeah.
A risk assessment of the scheme concluded it is robust, but noted that while the scheme aims to make loans available after 10 years, that length of time is not guaranteed, and for some people the loan may take several years longer.
It's so ingrained in us that you have a mortgage when you're married or whatever, when you grow up, and that's how you live. That's just like, it's still hard to believe. Even for us, it's still hard to believe that we're paying off our mortgage like this, big chunks. It's incredible. It's an amazing feeling.
Unbelievable, really. Unbelievable that this can actually work.
But it does.
Yeah.
And it's been proven over the last 20 years. Yeah, it does work.
questions have been raised about the Liberty Trust. Last year, the Charities Commission deregistered the trust, saying it didn't deserve its status as a charity.
They just, like you say, thought it was too good to be true. Someone must be profiting out of this. Initially, they suspected us of being a pyramid scheme or something like that.
But in June, the High Court overturned that decision. It found that the Trust fulfills its purpose of advancing religion by teaching the Bible's financial principles, including that of giving in order to live a Christian life free of debt. Having God as a financial advisor sounds a bit strange to some people, but not to you.
No, it's an interesting thing. You know, I've never actually done an accurate count, but I think there's 500 verses in the Bible about faith. And we'd all say, well, if you're a Christian, faith is real important. There's well over 1,000 verses about money and about resources and about economic principles.
He says you don't have to be a church member or even religious to get one of the interest-free loans. You just need a bit of faith.